Maybe you guys saw this. Maybe you were wondering what your opinions are on this. I'm speaking, of course, about a phenomenon that I was unaware of, but I am, of course, speaking about folks. What's the deal with Swedish people not feeding guests? You folks heard about this one? Apparently, the fucking lid was blown off of. Oh, the wonderful, nice Nordic model that everyone loves. Oh, it's the nicest country in the world, highest quality of life. Everyone's well taken care of and happy. Well, no, not everyone is well taken care of and happy because apparently, in Swedish culture, if you go over to your friend's house to like hang out, and then their family has dinner, you will be made to stay in your friend's room while the family eats dinner without you. And if you like take anything up from their refrigerator, like if you have a glass of milk or something, they go ape shit because they're like, they're like that milk was for the breakfast. We have budgeted all the milk. Oh no, gone.
So I wasn't able to follow this that closely. Was it just like, do they not invite people over for like, does the idea of a dinner party not exist in Sweden? Do they not ever invite people over for the specific means of eating food with them? Or
From what I understand, it's not unheard of. It's less of a trope, a cultural trope. Sort of understood that you take care of yourself when it comes to providing food for your face.
I mean, what do they do with
and
all
your
the
family.
what do they do with all the meatballs? It's the perfect food for sharing.
Well, I mean,
Little
probably
delicious Swedish meatballs and the little gravy. Come on.
well, probably because it's like they don't like sharing, but also that they're very like extremely like anal about food portions and like meal planning and stuff. So they don't want any leftovers, And some grubby kid coming over and expecting snacks or whatever, throws off their whole week that they've meticulously planned out. But yeah, like this is a real this is a real schism. I mean, like this prompted like a real backlash from, shall we say, Southern Europe. Who looks at this? It's like you go to an Italian household and like let's say you're not hungry, brother.
You are
boy,
strapped down
you're,
and
you're
waterboarded with tomato sauce.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you cannot not eat if you get and they're looking at these fucking Swedish people as they're animale. They're just not feeding people who come to your house. Not these like sort of like the Southern Europe, like the Odyssey. That whole fucking book is just about how to treat guests properly and all the terrible things that happen to you if you don't feed your guests or don't observe the rules of hospitality.
Yeah, but it depends on its cultural, values and the way that you respond to things. I mean, you say, hey, why wouldn't you want to treat your guests nicely and give them a meal? But what if getting a free meal makes you feel obligated and makes you feel awkward to be around someone because you ate their food? And wouldn't you then prefer it much if they did not provide you with that kind of awkward moment by trying to make them insist that you enter their debt in some cosmic ledger? And that's down to cultural values.
Like thinking back to like my childhood or like you go to your friend's house for like a like a play date or whatever. Honestly, like I would have liked the option to have just sort of like adjourned from eating dinner with their family because like I don't know what kind of food they're into. Like a lot of kids are picky eaters. I just be like, hey, can I just play video games like in the bedroom while you just talk to your family?
Let me
Like,
just grind through a few more levels of GoldenEye while you guys eat. I'll be here when you're back.
Yeah, exactly. Because like that could be considered rude too if you like decline to have. I mean, shit. What if your friend's parents are like really shitty cooks, or they like are into health food or something like that? What are you gonna do?
Now, could there be part of this where perhaps you could make the argument that these Nordics, with their robust social welfare state, where the society in general, cares and provides through the government to its citizens, thus would not need to build a robust, feeling of civic responsibility. Guest culture, because you don't need your neighbor to be helping out with you, whereas in the places where that welfare is not as robust, then it's kind of, you have to lean on your neighbor to, charity is basically used to fill in the blanks where the social situation is not providing as much.
It's the paradox of egalitarianism, because if you have these institutions that are providing these abstracted away mutual aid benefits, then it kind of undermines the bonds of citizens that are outside of that,
Mhm.
of neighbors and friends and such.
Well, we'll keep that in mind next time we're in Sweden. I'm bringing all my own snacks to that country because they're just like
It's a
they're
very. I was in Stockholm once, and I was in a very small restaurant, and it was absolutely packed. And I was like, okay, the kind of place where if you went to any city in America, it would just be incredibly loud. Like you'd all be yelling to be heard. And you go in there, and even though this place is absolutely packed, you had to speak at like below regular volume, or else you felt like you were being obnoxious. Table next to us was like these absolutely round, ham faced white dudes just pounding wine, and they were like fucking whispering. Swedes are freaks. It's just a fact. Being up there all alone, no sun,
or too
uh,
much sun.
barely any crops, freezing cold. It does something to you. It makes you strange.
Well, okay. I'm moving on from one bizarre cultural weirdness and phenomenon that we're unfamiliar with. I just wanted to check in. I know we haven't talked about jolly old England in a while, but
Oh God.
I
Oh
saw
no.
I saw this story in the Daily Mail, and I wanted to share it with you guys. This is a Daily Mail exclusive. Was Prince William's horse drugged at the color rehearsals? Military veterans claim the Royal Household Division Charger seemed to have been doped to make it more docile, branding it a disgrace.
It's
Prince
a bloody
William
shambles.
Prince William rode a Household Division Charger named George during during rehearsal of the Queen's birthday parade. One unnamed veteran claimed William's horse looked drugged. Its head is on the floor. It's a disgrace. The rehearsal
Head drooping everywhere. It's very disrespectful. The horse was very
rehearsal-
disrespectful.
The rehearsal, Colonel's Review, is near full run through of Trooping the Color, which takes place on June 2nd. Her Majesty usually attends and takes the salute, but this year Charles, William, and Anne will fulfill her duties. So it's like going down here to see like I need some video and photo evidence of this. And here's the thing, I'm looking at it, and Prince William's horse, I gotta say, that head is drooping as fuck. It looks like it's nodding off, man. Like they just
He's off that
they,
gas.
they gave it a Percocet the size of like a soap bar. It's just like so. I just like just a charming bit of glorious Britannia. It's a bloody disgrace. Prince William's horse was drugged. But I
It's
mean, like,
so
okay,
funny.
but wait, okay. But here's my question though: if the horse hadn't been drugged and then just acted a damn fool, wouldn't that also be a bloody disgrace? It's the Queen's Diamond Jubilee.
It's so funny the things that they come up with as being disgraceful over there when you think that it's in the context of a massive military parade for their ancient hereditary monarch that is somehow still part of their society. But no, it's the droopy horse that's the disgraceful part of this whole proceeding.
And
That
also,
clip the other week of I forget which royal. I can't keep them track. Sitting on the golden throne, saying, "Yeah, we're actually going to need to do more austerity
That
here
was
in
Prince
England."
Charles.
That was Prince Charles, right?
That was the Queen's speech that he gave on behalf of the Queen, who's alive.
Who's definitely
she's
alive.
alive. She's
They're
definitely
wheeling her out for the platinum jubilee. Oh, right, 75 years is diamond, right? Good lord, or no, 70. It's old as hell. It's unnatural.
I mean, isn't she now like the longest reigning monarch in history?
I think there's like there's an African guy who's like
I was looking this up
a few
recently
years
too, yeah.
longer, but she's up there. She's like in the top 2 or 3.
Which gotta say, in terms of all the monarchs in history, that is a pretty incredible stat. But here's my pitch: they should just keep her in seclusion forever, never do another public appearance with her, but just keep saying, "Yeah, no, she's alive, she's still reigning, and let everyone else in the family slowly die out." And then just let her slowly ascend over hundreds of years as they keep up the fiction that she's alive to some kind of mythical god status, and then just eliminate the monarchy and be like, no, Queen Elizabeth still reigns over all. This is like 100 years from now. She still
Yeah.
reigns over us. We still all hail Queen Elizabeth, but we don't need to see her again, and everybody else just slowly fades in the background. That's how they slowly off ramp the monarchy over there.
Yeah. It's the BBC's like metaverse hollow stream.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
everybody, it's the Queen's 175th birthday today. Everybody celebrate her. We
Yay!
love her. She's the Queen.
She's waving
still-
at you. Look at her from behind the screen.
She's in the metaverse now. Yeah.
Yes.
And then, like, again, as long as you're talking about England and the Queen, I know you must have seen, probably the coolest, little celebration of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee is that they projected images of her onto the stone slabs that make up Stonehenge. I mean, come on. Like,
Ugh.
you cannot tell me these people aren't doing black magic. They're doing Halloween 3 shit right here. And it was just I saw the picture of it and I was like, this is photoshopped, right? No, they it was like they projected images of Queen Elizabeth, all different, photos of her from throughout her glorious 70-year reign on the giant slabs of Stonehenge, which, like, Stonehenge, do we know what it's for? Maybe, maybe not. But if you're telling me that wasn't used for human sacrifice, I mean, like, I'm giving you the old side eye.
I'm much more of a Stargate thing. That's kind of what I imagine the Stonehenge for. But I find that very disrespectful to the Paleolithic peoples of England, who had nothing to do with this monarchy.
Yeah, they were a bunch of like what, druid ass Celt motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Not these square headed German fucking crowd asses. Goddamn Sax Gothas.
Just happy birthday to the Queen. Or no, it's not her birthday. It's her ascension. It's her ascension
to Godhood Day.
Yes, absolutely.
I think they could keep her alive forever, honestly. If they really committed to it, like the resources of Empire, I think they could keep her to God forever, because the human body has that capacity. Have you ever seen the video of that like 109-year-old monk who's like a living mummy?
Oh yeah.
Like, you could just, if you are an enlightened being, you can just keep your body just going almost indefinitely. And she doesn't have that, but what she does have is all of the lizard-powered technology that her demonic family has piled up over the centuries.
Also, I don't know
They
if you
can
guys saw
use
this.
it. It's like the dark magic or light magic. Either way, you can keep that fucking thing going on to miraculous lengths, like the fucking the Hanukkah candles.
So, like, yeah, okay. So, like, the British monarchy can use the dark magics of Stonehenge to keep Queen Elizabeth alive indefinitely, but they can't do shit about Prince William's hairline.
Come on.
That's how you know there's no cure.
Come on. There's
Like
no,
him and Bezos and Musk.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they're either like letting it go or just picking it completely. By the way, that would be very funny if Prince William decided to go Bezos, shave the whole thing off, and become like one of those bullet head British guys we're talking about. Like, oi, I'm the prince.